Succeed, master, achieve. Today, I'm going over right now a couple of topics from the book and a few experiences that I've had throughout the day. I'm pretty fucking tired. Because we're putting in hours. We're putting in hours of work, and it don't let up for nobody. We got a big goal. We got a big goal we're going for. We're trying to give a Z06 away to the community, and we're trying to buy a fucking SP90 or some shit. And so it's time to run it up. It's time to run it up. And it's every single day. I need to get some, I need to rest my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Education, rest, sleep, getting your hours in, taking a bath, brushing your teeth. All the little things make up the big things, chat. All the little things make up the big thing. And right now, I'm trying to get straight in it. I'm trying to go straight to sleep. But I'm reading some of this book. And what it just said was, and the reason I'm reading this book is because, yes, we're trying to make over $2 million to pay off taxes, to pay off child support, to pay off debts, to pay for the Z06 for the community, to pay for the SP90 for me to ride around and look fly. And part of that is improving our character, improving our business, improving our relationships, improving our character, improving business, and improving our relationship. And look, improve character, improve business, and relationships. Look, if you follow this channel, you know that I run my own business. I've been my own boss for several years now. And I'm trying to take things to the next level with the community. I want everybody to tap in, connect with me on the Telegram so you can get signed up to either be a reseller or be a member in the community where you can watch live TV, movies, series, Netflix, Hulu, Disney, all the Paramount, everything unlocked. Tap in, stream more, spend less with new Neto AI app. And remember, you're loved. Now, if you say the words succeed, master, and achieve. Succeed. Master and achieve. Succeed, master, and achieve. If you describe what it is like to go to be a college professor, they will do better on knowledge tests. On the other hand, if you play into negative stereotypes, they will do worse. If you remind African American students that they are African Americans just before they take a test, their scores will be much lower than if you had not reminded them. In one case, Asian American women were reminded their ethnicity before a math test. They did better. Then they were reminded they were women. They did worse. Priming can work in all sorts of ways. In one experiment, some students in a group were asked to write down the first 3 digits of their phone number. And when the guest asked the phone number and they were all asked to guess the year of Genghis Khan's death. The student who wrote down the digits were more likely to guess he lived in the first millennium. There were 3-digit death year to guess he lived in the first millennium. Another heuristic move is anchoring. No piece of information is processed in isolation. Mental patterns are contagious, and everything is judging in comparison to something else. A $30 bottle of wine seems expensive when surrounded by 9 other bottles. But why is it cheap surrounded by 149 bottles? Which is why the wine store stock those super expensive wines almost nobody can actually buy. The manager of Brunwick's pool table, some tried to experience 130, 329, work his way up. who bought my table and went to spend on average $550. The next week, he showed customers the $3,000 table, and it worked his way out. This week, the average out of stable top 100, 1,000. There is framing. Every decision gets framed with a certain linguistic context. If a surgeon tells his patient that a procedure may have 50% failure rate, they're likely to decide against it. If they tell them has an 85% success rate, they tend to opt for it. The customer at a grocery store seems to find his favorite cup on the shelf, soup on the shelf. He's likely to put one or two in the cart. If there is a sign that says limit 12 per customer, he's likely to put 4 or 5. Then Arlie asked students to write down their last 2 digits of their social security number. If the students bid on a bottle of wine and the other student products, and then bid on a bottle of wine and the other products, students with high social security numbers between 80 and 99 bid on average say $56. Correlates keyword. Students with the lower number 16, the highest digit bid between 16 and 3 using. All right, y'all. I'm gonna lock it up because I'm done. I'm tired. I can't read no more. Falling asleep. I wanna leave y'all with a book, something we could learn on. We're still running the 7-day streamathon. Damn. No, I'm so fucking tired right now. Success, wealth, and what?
The SARS Playbook by Rob Walling, comprehensive summary, page 140. The SARS Playbook by Rob Walling, build a multi-million-dollar SARS without venture capital. Comprehensive summary. All key ideas and frameworks covers all chapters. Introduction, market pricing, marketing team metrics, mindset. The SARS Playbook by Rob Walling, comprehensive summary, page 2 of 40. About this book and this author. Who is Rob Walling? Rob Walling is a serial entrepreneur who has started 6 companies, 5 bootstrapped, 1 funded. He has been teaching founders how to build, launch, and grow startups for over 17 years. He runs MicroCom, the largest community for non-venture track SaaS founders, and Tiny Seed, the first bootstrapper-friendly accelerator for SaaS businesses. His podcast, Startups for the Rest of Us, has been published weekly since 2010 and surpassed 10 million downloads. He has invested in more than 125 companies and has been quoted in the Wall Street Journal, Forbes, Entrepreneur, and Inc. magazine. This is H's 4th book about building startups. Most notably, Walling Co. founded and bootstrapped Drip, a marketing automation and email service provider, which grew to become a top 10 company in its space before being acquired by LedPages in 2016. That acquisition was life-changing and is the lived experience behind most of the frameworks in this book. Who this book is for. The SaaS Playbook is written specifically for founders who want to build ambitious, sustainable SaaS businesses without relying on large amounts of venture capital. It is for aspiring founders looking to replace their income and eventually build a 7 or 8-figure SaaS business, technical founders, developers, no, code builders, who need to develop their business and marketing skills, non-technical founders who want to understand what it takes to launch and grow a SaaS product, existing founders with a side project generating revenue who want to scale it, anyone considering whether to raise funding or bootstrap their startup. Who this book is not forewarning is explicit about who will not get value from this book. Founders determined to pursue venture capital and build a billion-dollar unicorn company. People looking for excuses not to make progress. The book does not coddle or give empty reassurances. Those who want to stay small indefinitely. For that, Walling recommends his earlier book Start Small, Stay Small. People looking for feel good platitudes like follow your passion or build an audience and ask them what they want. The core premise. The SaaS Playbook by Rob Walling, comprehensive summary, page 3 of 40. The dominant startup narrative assumes you must raise venture capital to build a real company. Walling challenges this directly. More than 99% of startups never receive VC funding, and the vast majority of funded companies ultimately fail. Bootstrapping of theirs a different, more reliable path to wealth and freedom. I am not anti-venture capital. I am anti-everyone thinking venture capital is the only way to start a tech company. Rob Walling, 2009. Bootstrapping takes longer to generate life-changing wealth, but the probability of success is dramatically higher. Walling estimates a 0.01% chance of making $100 million via VC versus a 20 to 30% chance of making hundreds of thousands or millions through bootstrapping, if you avoid the most common mistakes. Central mantra: build your business, not your slide deck. Key takeaway: raising funding is a tool, not a goal. The goal is building a profitable business that serves customers, founders, and employees. Most founders don't need permission from investors to start. The SaaS Playbook by Rob Walling, comprehensive summary, page 4 of 40, part 1. Foundations. What bootstrapping really means. The funding spectrum. From bootstrap to venture, funded. The startup world is no longer a simple binary of bootstrap versus funded. Walling introduces key distinctions. Bootstrapped, you started the business on your own, with limited resources, growing it slowly as the business generated cash. Complete control, no investor obligations. This is the longer road, but the one that preserves founder freedom. Venture, funded found investors who write checks with expectations of $1 billion outcome. The cycle involves raising every 18 months, diluting equity repeatedly, and aiming for an IPO or massive acquisition. Works for a tiny minority of companies. Self-funded using profits from one business to fund the next. Walling did this with Drip, investing $150,000 to $200,000 of profits from a prior SaaS into building and launching Drip before it reached profitability. Mostly bootstrapped, raising small amounts, $100,000 to $500,000, from bootstrapper friendly sources like Tiny Seed, friends, family, or non-VC angel investors, without getting onto the venture treadmill. Customer IO raised $250,000 in 2012 and is now a highly profitable 8-figure SaaS. Castos raised $120,000 from Tiny Seed but was run like a bootstrap company throughout. Walling's rule: in this book, bootstrapped covers bootstrapped, self-funded, and mostly bootstrap companies. What matters is your approach, building a real product for real customers who pay real money, not whether you've ever taken a dollar of funding. The stair-step method of entrepreneurship, one of Walling's signature frameworks. The stair-step method describes how founders should progress through increasing levels of complexity and risk. Step 1. Your first product: a simple product with a simple marketing plan, usually with a single traffic channel. Examples include WordPress plugins, Shopify add-ons, or niche tools. The goal is to start generating revenue and learn the fundamentals: customer research, basic marketing, and product iteration. Step 2. Rinse and repeat. The SaaS Playbook by Rob Walling, comprehensive summary, page 5 of 40. Double down on what worked in step 1 and repeat. Continue improving at low-cost traffic channels that are already working. Build ownership of your time by getting products generating $5,000 to $30,000 per month before tackling the complexity of SaaS. Step 3. Standalone SaaS. SaaS is complex to build and market, with a long on-ramp to substantial revenue. The stair-step method is designed to help founders build the experience, skills, confidence, time, and cash needed before tackling this challenge. That said, many founders successfully skip the stairs, but Walling cautions that without the experience,